There you go.
Do you hear me?
Yeah,
Good. Sorry, Glenn. I'm
How
still
you doing?
trying to. I'm good, thank you. I'm trying to learn these Zooms and everything.
It's a new. I'm an old dog myself, and I had to learn a whole bunch of new tricks because of COVID. I didn't play much over the course of the past year, so I did something else. I started this show, and welcome to Musicians on Couches Drinking Coffee. So,
Well, I'm on the couch. I'm just waiting for somebody to bring me a coffee. I don't think it's going to happen.
and you're in good company. We've had people like Mark Farner from Grand Funk and Carmine Appice, who played with Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page. That great.
Yeah, no, I know Carmine well.
Yeah. And Carmine's been on the show, and Sandy Gennaro, who played drums for the Monkees for 20 years. So we've had all sorts of people on the show. And recently, Felix Cavalieri, who was the keyboard player for the Young Rascals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Groovin' and and all those 60 hits.
Loved it. Yeah.
So, and plus we have local people on that too. Anyway, I'm glad to have you on.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's still kind of a year and a half on a new channel, but it's growing kind of quick. So we sell our sweatshirts and our t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. And all right, so let's get right into this here. It could be. So, I have this is my producer. This is Walt. And here's a joke.
Beautiful.
Yeah, here's a joke I say every show. This is my producer, and I'll tell you the truth. He does the bare minimum. That's enough of that.
Very good. Very good.
So, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm writer. Okay. Okay. So I mean, I'm a drummer of 40 years, and I've toured with Dick Wagner from Alice Cooper and a whole bunch of people. So I would be amiss if I didn't ask you a little bit. Oh, there's your. And you know what?
I'm getting coffee. Can you believe this?
That's great. I actually had some tea brewing. I didn't even do coffee.
No, you're going to pour it over me. Go away. Here we go. Cheers.
Okay, cheers.
Here's my coffee.
Right. And you're Peter, right?
Yeah. Hi there, Glenn.
Oh, God, it's cold coffee.
Yeah, it's just a prop.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah. So drumming.
I want to talk about the new album and all that, but I would be remiss, and all my drumming fans would be upset if we didn't spend a little time on very famous brother.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere. I do a little bit of research. Well, my producer does. So
only the bare minimum, though.
Yeah. And that you were about 6 years old when Zeppelin formed, or Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your family dynamic growing up. I mean, that's you, and I've listened to some of your tunes, and I mean, it's a musical family. And so you've got. So were your parents like into that? Did John and you have the same mom and dad, or was?
Oh yeah. There was three of us. There was John, who was 14 years older than me, and then my brother Michael, who was 12 years older. So they grew up, 2 years apart. I was the kid sister. Unfortunately, both of them have passed away, which is, yeah, but there you
Sorry to
go.
hear that.
Yeah. But yeah, mom and dad both loved music. So they were into the, the big bands, and so that's where John got his love of drums from with Gene Krupa and Buddy Rich.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sandy Nelson, when John just used to play Sandy Nelson over and over again, let there be drums, it was just completely, he just loved it. And that was my mum and dad, so and they also loved a lot of the old blues artists like Billie Holiday and Sarah Vaughan and things like that. So they were always playing music. So I guess that's where it sort of started. And then John and Michael got into their music and, from the Beatles. And then when Mom took them to see the Beatles when John was 14, I think. And Michael 12.
Wow. What's the age
so,
difference
we always had music playing. And then, of course, the boys got into their music after that. John saw the Beatles. He was just, that's it. That's what he was going to do. I mean, he was playing.
There's like a hand or something on the
it's me trying to hold. It's me trying to hold this. Okay.
So go ahead. I'm
sorry. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I see me okay now. There was just something blocking half your face, and that would be bad for the Zoom people.
Yeah, I'm coming to terms with it. I'm trying to do this on a phone. I don't know why we haven't got it on the laptop, but there you go. I think we've got to get tech savvy,
yeah. I mean, I have my phone right here for emergencies, but the laptop has become my survival.
Yeah, absolutely. So after Mom took them to see the Beatles, I mean, John was playing drums, but playing pots and pans from before he could walk. So he was always, drumming. But as soon as he saw the Beatles, that was it. He was away. That was he was going to play drums. He was going to be a professional. And so all of that music, he got into everything. He got into the Motown and all the soul music, all the great soul stuff. Like Clive Stubblefield as well. James Brown's drummer.
Right.
He loved all of that. So I was always hearing all of this music, and my other brother was into everything. They were into all Hendrix, and that would be always playing and everything. So yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned the jazz, because Carmine, when we were talking, and we talked a little bit about your brother, how as him being one of the most influential rock drummers in history, and how and him were very good friends when they used to tour together and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's how I got to know Carmine.
Yeah. And Zeppelin had opened up for Vanilla Fudge with Carmine, and then Carmine, we were talking about.
I saw that. I saw it.
You saw Vanilla Fudge. They're one of my favorites of all time.
I've still got the program, believe it or not. I saw Vanilla Fudge with Zeppelin in Birmingham, in the Midlands, where I am right now, at the Birmingham Odeon, I think it was. Yeah, no, I saw Vanilla Fudge when I was really young. They were fantastic.
Because in John's playing, especially in the licks he would do, you really hear the Krupa, the Max.
Yeah.
He played them a little heavier and on the tom-toms, but the rhythms that he was doing were right out of the jazz idiom. Some of the rock people didn't recognize it, but me, I cut my teeth on Miles Davis. That's where I started.
Yeah,
getting really turned on the jazz. And so, but you hear that Max Roach and Gene Krupa influence so strongly in his playing. And now we know that it came from your parents playing the big band stuff around the house.
Absolutely. Benny Goodman,
Yes.
So that's really where it all started. And John just was absolutely Gene Krupa crazy. He thought Gene Krupa was just an amazing drummer. And Buddy Rich too. And he, much later on, when they got Zeppelin, Zeppelin were at the height, the height of their career. They were playing somewhere over in the States, and Buddy Rich was opening up for them. And John, and John was telling me that he watched him drum, and he said, Buddy played out of his skin with a real like attitude, you know.
Right.
And as he came off stage, you know, John was just stood there thinking, "Oh God, I've got to go on and follow Buddy Rich," you know. And as he came off, Buddy Rich just looked at him and just went, "Yeah, follow that then," you know. And of course he had to, you know, and of course he did, which was great. And then many years later, Buddy Rich did an interview on for a big TV show that we had here called Parkinson. And Parkinson was asking, it's a legend, Michael Parkinson show is legendary here in the UK. And Michael Parkinson was asking Buddy, you know, what do you think of today's drummers? This was in the 70s rather. And he just slated everyone. He just said, no, they're all useless, except one, except one. And he said, who's that? And he said, John Bonham. And I thought, you know, and John was absolutely over the moon, you know, that Buddy Rich said this. So yeah, he loved Buddy Rich as well.
It's funny you were talking about the Buddy Rich attitude, which so I make most of my living by teaching at the moment. I have about 30 students. And actually last night I was working with a young student. He's about 14 on When the Levee Breaks. We were going through that too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I teach a lot of the Bonham style and that's for the rock guys. But I always get the kids, I tease the kids while they're playing. And the rock stuff, I always go, okay, you got to give me a rock face. You got to give me a rock face because rock and roll is an attitude.
Rock face.
Yeah, you got to give that. But I always about when they're listening to Buddy and I'm talking about some of those licks, Buddy had that attitude. You know, hard hitting, just gonna bring it all. And all to me, all the great drummers like your brother, so many, even drummers who are less technical, just had like a Ringo had that attitude of we're bringing it. You know. Yeah.
Ringo's drumming was fantastic.
I
always thought he I mean, some of the stuff that he brought to the Beatles, I think is part of their sound, you know. I mean, I know there's been jokes and stuff, but no, I think Ringo Starr is a very fine drummer.
On this channel, we call him the greatest song drummer that ever lived. I mean, he played the song better than anybody.
There you go.
Beatles. And Zeppelin will all get inspired by the black African American music.
Absolutely.
That white America wasn't listening to.
I know, we got it.
And then the Brits brought it over. You know, we just took this from you. You know.
I know.
You know, we always talk about A Whole Lot of Love, and some of those tunes are really just some warped James Brown tunes. That's
well, I think you can hear a lot of James Brown in Led Zeppelin.
Yes,
yes. You know, there's a track on Houses of Holy that's, you know, it's even got Take It to the Bridge, you know.
Yes. Can anybody take it to the bridge? That's the ocean. Is that the ocean or the crunge? That's the crunge. Crunge.
Yeah.
Yes. I did a part of what I do on this channel. We do some instruction, and I did a video on that particular tune on that really cool little John Bonham.
That drumming on that is fantastic.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Purple rain, purple rain.
t-shirt sales.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Hoodies. I sell hoodies now too. We got hoodies. That's
Oh, okay.
all
oh,
right.
they're way too expensive. You need somebody that's got a job to afford a hoodie.